This program is brought to you by the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC. This is NDDC Today. Hello, good evening. Great to be with you in this period of Christmas. I can pray that may no force of evil dampen the spirit of this festive season. Niger Deltans shall enjoy Christmas. So, Merry Christmas to you from the crew of NDDC Today. Now, having said that, the Port Harcourt recently was agog with activity as the National Conference on the Niger Delta was held at the Presidential Hotel. Many decisions that will affect you and I as Niger Deltans were taken at that meeting, and in today's program, we share them with you. Welcome to NDDC Today. I am Patrick Oke. So the fourth National Conference on the Niger Delta was held recently at the Presidential Hotel in Port Harcourt. The president was fully represented by Senator Godswill Akpabio, the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs. Key decisions were taken then as many stakeholders in the Niger Delta actually convened at this meeting, and the tone of the seriousness of this meeting is beginning to give Niger Deltans hope that something good is coming again after all the flurry about the NDDC and as the dust settles. Our correspondent was at that meeting and filed this report. The federal government is repositioning the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, and the Amnesty Program to ensure that they deliver on their mandates to develop the Niger Delta region. President Buhari stated this last week while declaring open the fourth meeting of the National Council on Niger Delta at the Hotel Presidential Port Harcourt in Rivers State. The president, who was represented by the Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, observed that the Niger Delta region had suffered so much deprivation and thus needed a new deal.
The Niger Delta region has suffered so much deprivation in spite of the huge commitment of the federal government to change the face of the region and thereby give the people a new lease of life. To address this challenge, in 2016, I directed the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, GCON, to undertake an extensive tour of the Niger Delta region, engaging with leaders and stakeholders as part of government efforts to reaffirm our commitment to addressing the challenges of underdevelopment and insecurity in the Niger Delta region. I'm glad to note that the relative peace in the region is a manifestation of the commitment of government to implement those concerns expressed by Niger Delta Forum panel. More importantly, we are repositioning the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, and the Amnesty Program to ensure they deliver on their objectives and mandates.
Speaking on the status of the new NDDC permanent headquarters and the East-West Road, the President noted that the new headquarters of the NDDC has been completed and awaiting commissioning, while the completion of the East-West Road remains a priority to his administration and has been handed over to the Ministry of the Niger Delta Affairs and is scheduled to be delivered by the end of 2021 or early part of 2022.
The completion of the East-West Road, which is a priority to this administration, has been handed over to to the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs, and this, I assure you, will be delivered by the end of 2021 or early March 2022. I am aware that due to the commitment and efforts of the Honourable Minister, the Niger Delta Development Commission headquarters building, which has been ongoing in the last 24 years, has been completed and is now awaiting commissioning by my administration.
In his own remarks, Senator Godswill Akpabio harped on the need for harmony between the NDDC and state governments in the Niger Delta region for the benefit of the people. According to him, the disharmony between these two critical stakeholders was caused by many factors, including political differences, and advised that development should not be tied to any political party.
There is no harmony between the development agencies such as the NDDC and the state government. Who is the cause of this disharmony? My personal belief, Your Excellencies, is that development has no color. Development should not have political parties. What the people need is infrastructure. Whether you are in a harmonious relationship or not, give the people what they need. They need employment opportunities.
Senator Akpabio agreed that the funds coming to the Niger Delta region were not commensurate with the level of projects on the ground, and stated that governments in the region should be held accountable for the 13% oil derivation meant to develop the oil-producing communities. He advised those blaming the NDDC for all the woes of the region to look inwards and tell themselves the honest truth. Akpabio described the NDDC as an organization where everybody contributes, while it belonged to nobody, noting there should be synergy between the federal government and state governments for the Commission to make tangible impact on the lives of the Niger Deltans.
Go back to 1958 and ask yourself why all the development agencies have failed. They failed because NDDC was being treated like FIFA. Every country in the world donates money to FIFA, but FIFA belongs to nobody. And there was massive corruption. There was non-ownership of what FIFA was doing. Today, President Muhammadu Buhari, realizing that there is need to reposition the NDDC to meet the yearnings and aspirations of the people of Niger Delta region, has instituted forensic audit, which is different from statutory audit.
Earlier in his address, the Rivers State Governor, Chief Barrister Nyesom Wike, who was represented by his deputy, Dr. Harry Banigo, lamented that although the Niger Delta region was blessed with abundant mineral resources, its people were living in poverty and underdevelopment. Governor Wike said that the National Council on the Niger Delta should serve as a platform for the people of the region to articulate their needs and challenges.
The Niger Delta region is existing within two diametrical contradictions. It is the region that produces the bulk of the wealth on which this nation depends for its development, yet it is largely characterized by endemic poverty and gross underdevelopment due to the denial of a fair share of development resources, economic investments, and basic social infrastructures. This, I believe, is the reason behind the establishment of the National Council of Niger Delta as a platform for our leaders and stakeholders to deliberate and work together to find sustainable solutions to the myriad of challenges of the regions against the region's progress and development.
The governor regretted the lack of collaboration between the NDDC and state governments in the region, calling on the Commission to work in concert with the state governments to ensure the greatest impact of projects and programs for the people. In a communique read by the Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, at the end of the summit, the Council resolved to mobilize key stakeholders to commence harmonization of the Niger Delta Action Plan and the Niger Delta Regional Development Master Plan to produce a single regional roadmap for the development of the region.
The need for all governments and stakeholders to give greater attention to harmonizing the Niger Delta Action Plan and the Niger Delta Regional Development Master Plan to ensure that we have one single master plan for the region. So every stakeholder should give it. We want to make sure that every ministry at the federal level that does something in the Niger Delta, we must capture the data. Every IOC that does something in the Niger Delta, we must capture the data so we can prove to you. Therefore, so that you'll be in a position to judge whether indeed you are getting commensurate benefit from what the person is getting from your soil.
The Council also harped on the need for collaboration among stakeholders in the region in the effort to develop the area.
It is therefore pertinent to seek a collaboration and to bring out a collaborative framework of partnership in the formulation and implementation of policies and programs towards the general well-being of the Niger Delta. The decisions of this council meeting that we are having, this program, will be taken very seriously by the present leadership of the ministry to ensure sustainable infrastructural and socio-economic development of the region.
The communique further decried the proliferation of youth groups in the region, which makes it difficult for the Ministry of the Niger Delta Affairs to manage them for the purposes of empowering trainings.
The proliferation of various youth groups which made it difficult for the ministry to manage and express serious concern. This is usually characterized by claims of some youth groups as the umbrella body of all the other youth groups in the region. Formation of new splinter and breakaway groups caused by internal conflicts, incidents of restlessness by the youth within the office premises of the Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs. This is on a daily basis. But thank God it has extended to the National Assembly. There is need for us to ensure that the youth acquire skills, attend trainings, and also take advantage of the numerous social support programs of the federal government.
The Council further resolved to push for more infrastructural development and environmental remediation in the region and approved the current cleanup in Ogoni to be extended to other oil-impacted communities in the Niger Delta.
Council approved that the cleanup program currently in Ogoni be extended to other oil-impacted communities in all the states of the Niger Delta region. There is need for us to do so in many other areas of the Niger Delta that have also suffered from years of exploration and exploitation of crude oil.
It also resolved to seek alternative sources of funding for the completion of ongoing capital projects in the region.
The need for alternative sources of funding for the completion of the ongoing capital projects in the region and for us to encourage the adoption of the public-private partnership option for the development of critical infrastructure and services.
Earlier in his goodwill message during the technical committee meeting of the Council, the new interim administrator of the NDDC, Mr. Effiong Akwa, said that the NDDC is now poised to redeem its image and foster more and better collaboration with state governments in the Niger Delta. Akwa stated that the NDDC would do its best to strengthen the relationship between the Commission and the governments of the Niger Delta, to make them partners and not competitors. The new NDDC boss underlined the need for collaboration with critical stakeholders to drive the process of development in the Niger Delta.
We in NDDC, we have determined, we had a meeting yesterday. What was the theme of our meeting was redeeming the image of NDDC. We have we have spoken. Gone are the days you see Nddc for supply of plastic chairs, for supply of tables, for supply of street lights, and so on. We will work with the governors of the South region. We will engage the governors, we will engage the stakeholders, we will engage the royal fathers, so that they can tell us, we will really know what we are looking for. If we know what is your priority, if you set your priorities right, we know what is a priority, then we can tackle those priorities. There will be no competition for development. Somebody is doing a half-kilometer road here, another person is doing this way. Gone are those days. We will work together as a team, and as a team we will achieve development. And the reason your taxpayers' money will not be wasted. Very soon we are going to see, luckily for us, we have an uncommon minister that's ready and passionate for development. Luckily for us, we have a president that has a deep-seated love for the people of Nigeria Delta. It was for this reason that the president has decided, in spite of whatever opposition that he has a commitment. He wants to see Nigeria Delta developed. He wants to see the South region developed. He wants to see individuals have results for the effort that they have shown, for the commitment that the Lord that have shown to government. So I want to thank all of you. On that note, I say may God bless all of you.
Earlier in his opening remarks, the Minister of State, Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Omotayo Alasha Odura, observed that lofty strategic intentions of government over the years have been translated into meaningful development for the region.
Integrated ecosystem, land reclamation, remediation, and exploration of oil market sites. Development of urban water schemes, electrification, construction of jetties, establishment of cargo-based processing plants, construction of steel acquisition centers, establishment of fisheries and ports, and training of youth in various occupations to make them self-reliant, just to mention a few.
He said that it was expected that the meeting would provide input to the thematic areas such as infrastructure development, environmental management, human capital development, security, agriculture, monitoring, and evaluation. Well, we said it before that there are too many brains in the Niger Delta not to be able to sort out the area's problems. Now, with this summit, we hope something good and concrete will come out of it. Now, last week we introduced to you the new sole administrator, interim sole administrator of the NDDC, who we said had been in the system for some time, but now finds himself at the helm of affairs, being given the power to direct the direction of the NDDC, if we may put it that way. Now, we should meet this person whose resume is somewhat daunting. Who is Effiong Akwa?
December 20th, 2020, the federal government announced the appointment of Mr. Effiong Oke and Associates as the interim administrator, NDDC. A seasoned administrator and erudite scholar, Mr. Associates was until that appointment the acting executive director of finance and administration, EDFA, of the commission, having been appointed to replace the erstwhile late EDFA, Chief Ibanga Bassi Etang. Born in 1966, Mr. Associates is an alumnus of the London Business School, where he attended the Senior Executive Program on Strategy, Leadership and Transformation. A Fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, FCA, Mr. Associates is also a Fellow of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, FCIB, as well as a Solicitor of the Supreme Court of Nigeria, having bagged a Bachelor of Law degree, LLB, from River State University of Science and Technology, Port Harcourt. He also has a Master's degree, LMM, in Law from the same university. Mr. Associates is currently pursuing a doctorate degree in Law at the Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Awka, Anambra State. He also holds a postgraduate diploma in Business Administration and a Master's degree in Business Administration. Mr. Associates has worked in different establishments where he held several positions. These include the Cooperative Development Bank, PLC from 2003 to 2004, where he served as the regional manager in charge of South States operations of the bank, covering Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa, Cross River, Delta and Edo states. He was Managing Director, CEO, Akwa Savings and Loans Limited from 2007 to 2013, where he initiated and effected turnaround strategies of the bank. At Akwa Savings and Loans Limited, Mr. Akwa was responsible for all strategic management functions as well as the attainment of corporate goals and objectives in the boardroom's administration. He was Special Assistant on Finance to a former Managing Director of the Nddc, Barrister Basidan Abia, from 2013 to 2015. As a non-executive director of the Federal Housing Authority, FHA Mortgage Bank Limited, Abuja, he represented the federal government's interests from 2015 to date. At FHA Mortgage Bank Limited, Mr. Akwa is involved in policy formulation and performance monitoring and serves as a member of the Board Committee on Finance and General Purpose, as well as the Board Committee on Human Resources. Mr. Akwa has also served as a member of the National Technical Working Group on Nigeria's Vision 2020 of the Presidency in Abuja, a state chairman of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, Akwa Ibom branch, Deputy President, Southeast Mortgage Bankers Association of Nigeria, Secretary General, Cross River State Branch of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN. Effiong Akwa has also attended several courses at home and abroad to hone his administrative skills, some which include the Wharton Business School, University of Pennsylvania, where he did a course on internal housing, finance and mortgage securitization, Global Strategic Management Program, Harvard Business School, University of Massachusetts, USA, Persuasion Influencing course at the Columbia University Graduate School of Business, also in USA, International Workshop on Affordable Housing and Real Estate in Nigeria, Lagos Business School, the Foreign Exchange Course, UBA Training School, Lagos, Effective Boardroom Performance, MBAN, Lagos. He is a member of several associations, some of which include the Nigeria Bar Association, NBA, a fellow with the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, Nigeria Finance Association, Nigerian Institute of Management. He has also presented many papers on various significant national issues, which include affordable housing in Nigeria, using housing cooperatives as a model, the role of banking with financial institutions in rural development, marketing of financial services by the year 2000 and beyond. Mr. Effiong Oke and Associates hails from Okobo in Akwa Ibom State and is married with children. Effiong Associates, the new Interim Administrator, NDDC.
Quite an intimidating resume, wouldn't you say? The new interim administrator of the NDDC, Effiong Associates. Now, with all that behind him, we have no doubt at all that he will lead the NDDC to the required level. All of us here wish him a lot of luck. Now, last week we did tell you that Imo State is one of the NDDC states that is receiving a lot of NDDC attention. And we thought we'd go back again to bring you some cottage projects NDDC has successfully executed in that state. Our correspondent once again.
The fact remains that the Niger Delta Development Commission NDDC has always been cognizant of its mandate to intervene with meaningful and life-impacting developmental projects across the oil-producing states in the Niger Delta region. Imo, a state comprising of 27 local government areas with a population of over 4 million people, has always enjoyed the attention of the NDDC in the areas of developmental projects that has impacted on the living conditions of people of the state, be it in the area of potable water, electrification, healthcare, agriculture, education, as well as construction of roads to open up many communities within the state. One of the banes of Nigeria's healthcare system is a lack of basic infrastructure, a challenge the Niger Delta Development Commission has taken upon itself to help improve upon to help in the health needs of the Niger Delta people.
They said health is wealth. When you don't have good health, how will you achieve your aims? It has been a thing of joy to women, to men, and to children. They have saved a lot of souls that would have died.
Here in Osu local government area of Imo State, the NDDC recently constructed a 20-bed health center at Udem Imei, with all facilities put in place to provide adequate healthcare delivery to the people. Apart from the health center building, the nurses' quarters are also fully furnished and equipped with all the necessary paraphernalia to complement the facility. It is expected that the facilities will be formally commissioned soon and handed over to the healthcare authorities in the local government for adequate operations.
We thank God that a new building has arrived in our health center from NDDC, and they will build it, equip it fast without wasting time, with 20 beds, and where nurses here we can pack their things and leave.
While thanking the NDDC for the construction of the health center, the Uche Nchemba of Imehi, Eze Lazarus Eze Fedu, who was represented by Chief Ichechimeze Gabriel, noted that it was a thing of joy to have the health center sited in Udem Imehi community.
I'm happy, and the Imehi in general is happy about this because Nigerian government, Imo State government, they did better for us, and we are happy, and we are congratulating them. Also, the President of Nigeria, NDDC, lost us. So as they did this, they saw that our old walls, our old buildings is now somehow, but then come and do a new one for us. We are happy to receive government, and we are happy to receive the President of the country.
So the Niger Delta is getting its act together, as we said. Many brains in this region, and there should not be a sign at all that anything about this region has not been well thought out or been well executed, because we have the personnel to do everything. Anyway, finally, we hope that from this fourth national conference, something good and more concrete will come out of the Niger Delta. Thank you for being with us. We'll be here to follow that progress every week. And from the entire NDDC crew, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.